It's no secret that the year 2020 has sucked incredibly hard. With brand new challenges facing us every single day, it's starting to make you wonder who's taking their sweet time playing a game of Jumanji. And because of all this, the YouTube community, the film community specifically, had to completely rethink the way we create content because, well, movies, they weren't exactly coming out. And well, here we are at the end of 2020. And to properly celebrate the conclusion of this whacktastic year, I've assembled a group of fellow creators, both previously established and those that just start out this year, to come here and reflect on this crazy experience we had on the YouTube platform in the year 2020. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rewind.
Hey, Sean Chandler here from Sean Chandler Talks About for this YouTube Rewind.
What's up, everybody? My name's Jaren, and I'm an online film critic at Jaren Talks Movies on YouTube.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Upside Down.
Hey, everyone. My name is Ewan, and I run the YouTube channel mCHAT.
Hello, I'm Miranda.
Yo, what is going on? This is Ryan from Nerdy Blur TV.
Hi everyone, my name is Zadie and I'm from the channel KARTINA.
Hey everyone, my name is Nathan. I host the YouTube channel Nathan Hale Movies.
The year 2020 in YouTube. You know what? I think everyone on YouTube, off YouTube, wherever they are, 2020 is going to be the year of how did you cope with COVID? And for me, YouTube was a big part of that. Me and a buddy actually started a video podcast in part to cope with COVID. It's something we'd been talking about for years. This is what got us off our you-know-what to do. Because of it, I have met and collaborated with people, honest to goodness, around the globe that I don't know I would have if it wasn't just figuring out ways I could use YouTube to, manage this social isolation we find ourselves in. I even, by the end of it, found what might be a cool little side hustle. The other day, I literally live remote produced someone else's live stream, and I had a gas. So yeah, I think YouTube was a big chunk of how I managed it. And so, yeah, I think that's going to be part of the story of YouTube in 2020. And certainly YouTube's going to be a big part of how I talk about 2020 in years to come.
I think I speak for everyone when I say that 2020 has been a pretty terrible year. But in a year filled with so much bad, I think it's especially important to find the good and really celebrate it. For instance, this year, I hit so many great milestones right here on my YouTube channel. Something that I started as a hobby, but which has since grown into one of my greatest passions. This year alone, not only did I triple my sub count, but I had not one, not two, but 3 of my videos blow up. One of them even got over 10,000 views, and counting. When you're a small creator like myself, it's the little things like that really make you feel validated in all of your hard work. They make you feel like you're doing something really right. Me and my wife found out that we're expecting another baby. So, maybe 2020 wasn't so bad after all.
I talk about movies on my channel. In particular, what I do is whenever a new big event film comes out, I do a review, I do a spoiler review, I rank the franchise that it's a part of, and I just do big coverage of all the big new movies that have come out. Well, in the year 2020, things got interesting and not a lot of big franchise movies came out. And so that required me to kind of dig deep and be creative with my content. And I experimented with a few things, tried some different things. For me, I've experimented with a few things like how to fix certain movies, editorials about what I would like to see in certain franchises. Kind of listened to the audience a lot more about what they would like to hear and tried to have the conversations that I find fun to have with people. That's what I've tried to do with my channel in a year that it's been difficult. And beyond that, it's also kind of forced me to dive into more kind of streaming stuff, try some different things. I watched a Bollywood movie, and so I did a Bollywood review on my channel. And as much as there's been a lot of bad stuff in this year, a lot of setbacks, a lot of frustrations, it's also kind of, I think, forced a lot of us to explore and look at different things. As someone that just watches a lot of YouTube, I've discovered a bunch of channels and things that I normally wouldn't have looked up, I normally wouldn't have been into, and it's just been fun to kind of go down the rabbit hole of YouTube while stuck at home in the year 2020. So a little bit tough to talk about 2020 because it was a year where I had a whole plan for where I thought things were headed. And then something like March 15th, had to throw the whole thing out, come up with a new plan that I had to throw out a month after that, and then a new plan that I threw out a month after that. Kept doing that all year long. And so it's, put me out of my comfort zone. But the community of YouTube, I think, is what's made a lot of it still fun, is that the people are still there. They're still friendly, having great conversations about movies, and that's a lot of what I'll remember about this year, is discovering new channels, meeting new people, having more conversations, and the weird year where nothing was stable, nothing was certain, and you had to constantly adapt. That was my 2020, and I tried to make the best of it, and I've had a lot of fun talking movies.
Last year, I watched a movie. And afterwards, I had so much to say, but nobody who would listen. So I did what any sane person would do. I went to the internet. On January, I started the channel. And after 3 months of learning how to record a voiceover, edit video, stay awake, and all of the admin tasks that come with having a channel, on April 1st, I released my first video. A 48-minute review of The Force Awakens, that I love. And 20 videos later, I'm having the time of my life. I cannot really put into words the feeling that comes from taking an idea that only you can see in your head and bring it to life for all the world to see. It's as close as I've ever come to that holy grail of making movies. But the real surprise is all the great people I've gotten to interact with along the way. Creators that I've really come to admire. And believe me, I can do this all day.
In 2020, I made a huge transition. This is probably my biggest milestone, where I made the transition from being mainly a movie reviewing channel to a movie analysis channel, where I analyze movies and different scenes and how to use music in movies, and it was so much fun. I got subscribers and connected with other creators who also do the same thing and think the same way, and I'm so grateful for everybody who is involved in my channel and the people that I've gotten to know on this platform. It's been such a great year of me learning and growing and understanding how this community works and understanding what kind of YouTuber I am going to be in the future. I'm so excited for 2021, but I'm super grateful for 2020 and all that it has brought to me.
My name is Dan, and this is my channel for movie reviews, movie discussions, TV reviews, TV discussions, and some skits sprinkled in between. I am shy and a little introverted, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. A couple years ago, I kind of thought about it, but I wasn't serious about that. But this year, I became more serious. And after some delaying, some more delaying, I finally just sat down and pressed record. I am so proud of myself for that, and I'm looking to improve, grow, get better, not only for you guys, but for myself. Yes, this is out of my comfort zone. But I want to learn, improve, and grow, like I said, so this can become my comfort zone. If any of that sounded interesting to you, please check out my channel, The Upside Dan, and I will see you in 2021.
So 2020, it's kind of been a bit of a sucky year, especially for us movie YouTubers. because, well, we've not actually had any movies really to talk about. With that said, it's also been one of the best years for movie YouTubers in my opinion, because we've been forced to step out of our comfort zone and really try to discover our own niche on the platform. For me personally, I've been diving into a lot of anime movies and series, which is now some of the most viewed content on my channel, and most recently I've started to base my channel more so around the sci-fi, fantasy and superhero genres. But not only that, my original goal for the end of 2020 was to reach 150 subscribers, and we're close to the end of 2020 and I have far exceeded that by double. I'm now at about 305 subscribers as of recording this, and the year's not even over, so there's always chance to go up from there. And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's supported me or interacted with me, whether that be on YouTube, Twitter or Instagram. Thank you so much, because you've made 2020 a much more tolerable year than it would have been otherwise.
And 2020 has been a doozy, y'all. A doozy. But it's been a really fun year because we got to do a lot of projects that we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's given us, quarantine at least, given us the time to create those projects, meet more people, and to plan out more things to do for the channel. Unfortunately, because of the events of COVID-19 and so many other things, I have been insanely busy with work, and it's been really hard to actually do anything for YouTube. But the small things that I have been able to do has been very, very fun, because the people that I've been involved with have been so cool. Similar to something like this. I love YouTube because it's a community, and I love the fact that we get to talk about the things that we love and create things about them. Much like what we do at Nerdy Blurb TV, we're always trying to create cool videos that involve other people. And I'm so grateful for this year, that it's almost over, but that because of all the cool people, there's so many more things that we can just continue to create together. Even though movies, even though music, even though so many things have been put on hold, I'm grateful for the chance that I have to still be able to create stuff, because I'm a creative person and I need that outlet. So thanks YouTube for giving me that outlet, and thank you to the community who has just accepted us, and we hope that 2021 is better than this one.
I know it's been a pretty hectic year. There's been a lot of drama going on. A lot of people have been staying home and just seeing the world from a different side because of everything going on. But there have been some positives for me. I started this year with about 350 subs, and now I'm inching closer to 800 subscribers. So I've got a lot more supporters and people that follow along with me, and I'm appreciative for every single one of those. That's really cool to see. Also, I got accepted into a film critics group, the Georgia Film Critics Association, which allows me to be able to watch more films early and attend premieres and interview certain celebrities. So that's really cool, just continuing my journey as a film critic and kind of being exposed to more, learning more, growing. That's great. Just community and getting all this opportunity. There's been a lot of great things in the midst of all the badness to come out for me, especially. Also, I updated my brand. It's finally something that I feel extremely confident in and that really represents me in the best way. So all in all, there's been a lot of great things to come out of this year, but I think definitely the most important part, my favorite part, has been connecting with every single one of you.
When you look back at the year 2020, it was a pretty crummy year, but when I look back at my year 2020 on YouTube, I had a great year. There are several landmarks that I hit, including new video series that I started, old video series that I finished, and new subscriber counts. And so the biggest one that I was really excited about this year was hitting 3,000 subscribers back in May. And I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane to me. So to all who have watched my videos, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. As far as videos go, I finished my Decade in Review series where I did a top 10 list for every year in the 2010s, my favorite movies from each year. And then I completed the list with top 10 favorite movies of the past decade. On top of that, I devoted an entire month, the month of August, to Alfred Hitchcock. I watched all Alfred Hitchcock movies. I made several videos on the matter, which can be viewed on YouTube as well. That same month in August, I started a new series on my channel called 11 out of 10 movies, where I review movies that to me are better than perfect. They're not just a 10 out of 10 movie, they are an 11 out of 10 movie. I kicked off the series with the film Rear Window, And my most recent one in this series was It's a Wonderful Life, which you can watch on the channel right now. But on top of all that, I met amazing people that I would consider good friends of mine. Overall, 2020 was an amazing year on YouTube, and I'm so glad that I got to spend it with you guys, and I appreciate your support, and I'm so excited for 2021.
When it comes down to 2020, there are so many things that happened this year that I don't think anybody could have possibly anticipated in their wildest dreams. So many brand new challenges came up, especially when you're trying to make YouTube videos about brand new movies, when there are hardly any that come out. So, you know, like a lot of creators, myself included, we had to get a bit more creative, got to experiment a bit more, and just honestly find new ways to persevere. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I persevered in that category as much as I could have. But I think my biggest takeaway for 2020, aside from reaching a couple brand new milestones, was finally getting to truly connect to the community. You know, for the last couple years, I felt like I was just kind of a lurker in the background, but now I feel like I'm finally, you know, in the conversations, making several new online friends, and just feeling like I'm actually part of something bigger and greater, which has just been the greatest feeling in the entire world. So 2020 may not have been the best year ever, but I will always look at it as the year that I finally felt like I was part of the ship and part of the crew.